Hi there. Today you are going to join myself and my husband as we go to my favorite Goodwill. This little owl tea set was in the case when we first walked in, so I decided to take that. And we walked towards the back and they were restocking. We both spied this violin thing. We weren't sure what it was. And then when I pulled it out, it is a little glass lamp. And the inside it's not made out of amber glass. It is stained glass on the inside, but it is beautiful when it's plugged in and lit. You will see it later in the video. I thought that was really, really nice. He thinks it is a cello, and I thought it was a violin, but it could be both. Cello, violin, viola. Coming from a person who doesn't play that instrument, to us it could be all of those things. So we were off to a good start already. Then the bins were very, very crowded, and they do let you look through the bins, but I like to be careful because I don't want to break anything while we're digging around in there. So we're seeing what's in there. Didn't really see anything too much in this bin, so we decided to look in the aisles. This grabbed my attention. This was a thing you would put this in your window. It's a Karen Terrier. I thought it was very, very nice, but it's a lot of glass, and we don't have a Karen Terrier. I would have kept it for ourselves. There were quite a few different dog breed things today at Goodwill. This was a vintage piece. It had two bowls that had the eagle on it, and there was an eagle in the center, and here were some postcards. So that eagle set with I figured it was from the 70s for the bicentennial. This is a frame for the 2000 Walt Disney World celebration, something or other. I thought it was neat how Mickey's holding the frame with his hand. And let's see, in the white section, there was this very tall picture. This is from Blue Sky Clayworks. I found a sold comp from 2015, and it sold for $21, I believe. And I keep pushing this little figurine back because it's a shelf sitter, but I'm afraid it's going to fall off the shelf. And then here was another dog piece. This was a Boston Terrier on a slate. So it was funny how sometimes when you go to Goodwill, you can see it like a collection of something, or there's like a theme of something. I wasn't quite sure what this wooden piece was, and then I realized it was a magazine rack. So I decided to put the Boston Terrier over there and keep looking. Then I came across a bag of these Disney Infinity figurines, and I have some from another trip to Goodwill, but I don't have the thing to test them on. Oh, there's a Jack Skellington. So when I saw the Jack Skellington, I know somebody who loves Jack Skellington, so I decided to buy those. This box I thought was probably a recipe box. I thought it was nice. I did think about it, but decided to leave that there. And on a recent trip, I did see that it was still there. So if it's still there again, I might take it with me. Here was a very small, I call these storyteller dolls. This one was playing a flute, so I don't know if technically it's considered a storyteller doll, but because of the size, I figured this was not handmade and just mass-produced. That jewelry box was plastic. I thought it was glass. Here is another dog thing. This basset hound. We don't have a basset hound, so I left that there. And then these baskets, I don't know a lot about handmade baskets. I know some of them can fetch high money, the ones that are the pine needle. I think they're made in North Carolina. So I left that one there, and then they were restocking. This was a wallet, had Hebrew on it on the outside, and then the inside, the label also had Hebrew on it. It is faux leather. It's probably Naugahyde, but it's in great shape, and I decided to take that. And there's another jewelry box showing you what that jewelry box looks like. And just digging around and looking, seeing what is hidden. Got to find the treasure. Here was a very old wooden shoe. This one obviously had a lot of age to it, but I don't pick up this type of item, so I did leave that there. And then this caught my attention. It looked like it was either those wooden puzzles. Sometimes you can buy them, and it's a kit, but I felt that this was sold by a company. That little church, I think you could put a light inside the bottom, and they have holes on top, so they were ornaments, obviously. And then on top of what I set that on were these 3 Irish pub mats. They're hard, so you could use them in your lap if you wanted to, and they're in fairly great shape, so I decided to take those as well. And now we're just being nosy. And they had a whole bunch of these bags of cards. They seemed to be brand new. I don't know, maybe a store went out of business, but they were donated. And then I didn't know who this was. My husband did. He used to play, not my husband, this guy, used to play for this team. And one's in great shape, sell for high money, and we didn't realize till we got it home that his hockey stick was broken off, but that's okay. I thought these were sweet, but I get a little suspicious when there's a lot of the same thing. Not like suspicious like, oh, but just suspicious like these are contemporary. Those were awfully cute, but I did leave those there. When you see like one or two of something old, then like this, for example, this thing. This is from the late 80s. It's a birthday voodoo doll. It still works, obviously, because it was never taken out of the original packaging. And then there was this beautiful embroidery. I guess it's embroidery because it's not cross-stitch. But the matting was very faded at the bottom, and the size of the frame would make shipping really high. So I did take it out of the frame and matting to make it easier to ship and make it cheaper to ship. It's so pretty. It's from 1987. So here we are transporting into a bigger cart because we were finding so many things. It was a great day at Goodwill when you have to do this. And on the bottom, I found this painting. It was more contemporary because when I turned it over, it was on just like a board. It wasn't on canvas, like a board, paper board. And then we had this china. This is false graph when we were first married. So I was asking him if, hey, do you remember this? Because now we use Fiesta ware. Then on the bottom shelf were these two matching owls. I thought they were super cute. They would look very nice on a porch or in your garden. I thought they were very sweet. I like the color of them. So I decided to take those. And then when we were in the silver section, I think we were in the silver section. Nope, we're in the green section. There was this cashmere made in India paper mache box. So it has a little bit of wear on the bottom, but it was in great shape, so I decided to take that with me. And then I found a whole bag of Valley Forge flatware with green Bakelite handles that I forgot to film, but I will show you it later in the video. I had found some of that silverware at an auction one time, and I missed out on the bidding, so I decided to take those with us. And here's a sweet little plate with a poem on it. Just after Christmas, this Goodwill was pretty sparse and it was hard to find things, and it turns out they were short-staffed, and I think everyone is back and able to work, and the shelves are reflecting that because they are full of things. And as I mentioned in previous videos, that this Goodwill is very good about going in and clearing out things that have been there for a while, so they're constantly restocking. It's turning over so you don't come in and see the same things month after month after month. We were looking along the back of the store and I found this little puzzle piece. You can make shapes out of the patterns out of the different pieces, and then on the back I noticed that it said made in Czechoslovakia, so I thought that was pretty exciting. I'm realizing now that I did a lot of quick shots, and I apologize if I'm filming too fast for you, but I was kind of excited about all the things I was finding. Someone had taken cookie tins and made little scenes, wintry scenes with them. I thought that was very clever. And then they were restocking again, and so I found this really cool Deanan Pottery Michigan Awesome mug. I love the green. I think that's really neat. And then I also found some other things that I forgot to film. But I did film the videos for you. But we found some coffee mugs that will be seen at the end of the video. Sometimes I get so excited that I forget to film. And today was one of those days. So I think there's 3 things that I forgot to film. This was in a bag with some bakery items, but I couldn't figure out what those were on the white paper. I just couldn't really figure out what it was. So I decided to leave those there. Someone who bakes would know exactly what those were and snatch it up, I'm sure. I asked Jimmy if he wanted an ice cream maker. He said no way. He'd rather just buy the ice cream. And here's the Christmas is filling back up again. they're tending to bag things up in bulk now, and I think to move product along. So you can luck out and get a big bag of something instead of having them separate and it just sitting there. And here was a little bridge, and then when I turned it around, it was a little souvenir piece from Antietam. We're doing a once over one more time because they were restocking. You never know what you'll find. This was pottery, but it didn't have a mark on it. To me, it looked like it was old, but it could have been new to be made to look old. And then these thank you cards I thought were very pretty, but I could tell by the weight of the box that they weren't all in there. We are wrapping up our trip here. One of my favorite shopping partners. And we decided to look in the clear glass section, and we both spotted this Princess House crystal dove or bird. So I decided to get that. And this was in one of the bins that was being restocked. They're measuring spoons. And this is a piece that I forgot to film. It's a very large Disneyland resort with all of the Disney characters on it. It's an oversized mug in great shape. And then Jimmy spotted this oversized large Reese's Pieces mug. You can see how ginormous it is. It's so big. But we decided to get that as well. And then coming up next is the silverware. Like I said, I was at an auction and there was red Bakelite handles. This is green, and I missed out on that, so I knew to keep a lookout for them. One of the knives, I think it's a knife or a spoon, does have some cracking on the Bakelite, but there is a service for 10. There are more knives and then more spoons, and the forks only have 10, but it would make a nice vintage set for somebody. And here is everything else that we picked up on this shopping trip. I hope you're having a great day, and
I'll see ya.